And we are live. Welcome everybody to another episode of You Know What? Let me just say podcast. I am your host Ray. With me as always we have Crystal.
Hola. Sorry, I
Oh,
was on mute.
what the hell?
Well, there you go. People remember things. We have Father.
You remember.
I may forget a lot of things, but I forget the stupid. I remember the little things. We have D Wolf.
Yo, greetings. What's good?
We have Dion.
Giggity.
And we have Material Life.
Hey,
How's everybody doing tonight?
This app is being ghetto.
This app has always been ghetto. It's not just big. Because you give it too much credit that it don't. Anyway, on with the show. So I want to start with a question for the whole panel. Would you date a bus driver?
Oh God.
Why not?
What
I
was
know
the
what this is
question?
about. Oh God.
I said, would you date a bus driver, Father?
I mean,
I'm sorry.
why not?
Exactly.
All right.
What am I missing? What are
So,
you doing,
what-
y'all? What's the
I
setup?
want to answer. I want to answer. Okay. I don't
Go
think
ahead.
that I would. I don't think I would date a bus driver because, for God's sake, like he got to deal with a lot of people, and he's gonna take that stress out on me, and I'm not with it. So, y'all think I'm serious? Do I sound serious?
I don't know. You from New York, so you could probably. Even if he wasn't playing,
Why
I
was
believe
that?
you.
Wait, what?
I believe you, Crystal. I 100% believe you, girl. You sounded so serious when you said you wouldn't do it because he's gonna bring all them spirits back to you.
Yo, niggas be as someone that someone that rides the bus, niggas be wildin'. So even if she was kidding, I'd have believed.
No,
Good
I
acting
would
job.
date. I would date a bus driver, but I would prefer to date the people that do the trains, like they drive the
Oh,
trains,
the
because
train conductors.
yeah, because
Conductor.
they're safe, kind of. They're like in their own cubicle area. They don't have to worry about being stabbed. That's all.
Okay.
I just want to date me a
Well,
man that's gonna let me sit at home. That's it, and he go to work. That's
Bruh.
it.
Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. It's like, nah.
Oh God.
well, all right. Since now we got answers out of everybody, one of the things that's been going on this week is that Ebony K. Williams. I don't know if anyone here is familiar with that. She done interviewed Iyanla Van Zant, and I'm pretty sure y'all know who that is. And uh, uh she brought up, you know, how can I forgot what the question Ebony K. Williams was, but it's something about women now in some states that they make more than the men do, and she was wondering like how do you cope with that in a dating scene or something like that. Iyala Van Zant. I got the video up. She basically asked this, and she said, "Would you date a bus driver?" This is Ebony K. Williams' answer.
You. Would you date
If
a
he
bus
owns the
driver?
bus, if he owns
No.
it, if he owns the bus,
See, that's a
Iyanla.
problem. That's a problem. That's a problem.
Okay.
Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well, I would date a bus driver. But we think that it's another human being's responsibility to give us what we need instead of us building together. I could build with a bus driver. I'd have my little stash over on the side in my prenup, but I could build with a bus driver. Would you date a bus driver?
So I come to the panel. What is your thoughts about what she said?
Let me start because this, bro, I honestly, I love and hate this topic. And the reason why is because it's so fucking individualistic. People have different tastes, people have different preferences, people have different things of what they're looking for in a relationship. So I hate when people try to make generalizations between men and women. I hate it because we're individuals, right? And when we're in the dating scene, we are looking for what we individually value. You may value some things more than others. I may value some things more than others. But, bruh, Iyanla ate her up. And the reason why I'm saying that is because she said she would date the bus driver if he owned the bus, which is not the issue in the first place. Her answer was not the issue in the first place. The real issue is that there's a lot of qualifiers when it comes to dating already. So when you get to the financial aspect, especially in a place where 1 in 3 Americans cannot afford a fucking $400 emergency bill, then you kind of have to be realistic about where you at and what type of men that you can feasibly build with. Now, if you find someone that's within your tax bracket and that you can build with, that's fine. If you find someone who's not quite in your tax bracket but is a good man and shows and proves by example that he's a good man, then fine. What I don't want to hear is you find someone that just completely is incompatible with you because there's a lack of trust, there's a lack of communication, or there's a lack of respect. Those three are the pillars of a romantic relationship, and if one of those three are broken, the relationship is compromised. You feeling what I'm saying? So when it's like I always say, I don't know what it is about people with money. They're like the worst daters on the planet. They have all that motherfucking money, and when it comes to finding someone that they want to spend the rest of their life with, it's like fucking Mario the Lost Chapters to them niggas. They just, it's like watching a fucking fish out of water sometimes, and I'm like, all that money and you can't find someone, like, bro, you feeling what I'm saying? And then on top of that, like, I like what Iyanla said. She said if she can build with a man if he's, and you like if he is respectful to his mother, and also if he treats her right and stuff like that. Like, it's the little things, bro. It's really the little things that make a difference. Like having money, that's cool. Being able to, spoil people, that's cool. But at your core, who are you? And I feel like that's what a lot of people tend to neglect. It's like, okay, you have all this other shit going on for you, cool. But who are you?
Anybody else want to go?
If the what was said again? What was one of the responses? If he owns the bus?
Yeah.
If he owns the bus.
So if
I'm like, okay. Yeah. So I'm like, okay. The women are the teachers, right? You want to build? Why don't you teach him how to do that? He'll do it, right? If he's so passionate about bus driving and shit like that, find a way. Usually, because I'll tell you, my lady's that way with whatever I have a passion for. She's quick to be like, yo, she just showed me different ways of making money off of it, and there's like ways I'm like, I didn't even think about making money off of this. Like, that's how she is, and that's how you build. That's the whole point, so why don't you do that instead? Because like she said, like, hey, if he respects his mom and treats you right, what more do you need, yo? So yeah. It's like it's also you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that insult that people have, but it still doesn't make sense. When like people be having a conversation, like when it comes to relationships, and they were like, well, at least I don't want to date the garbage man, but at the same time they're making bank. But it's always like they're the lowest of the low for some reason. Well, we know the obvious reason, but at the same time, but look what he can do. for the family. You know, I don't know. I guess you have to be a millionaire or a celebrity or doing something in entertainment to be worthy, of a woman these days. The way they're pushing it, like the bus driver, and he's working. But yeah, that's it for me.
Um, I would date anyone regardless of their occupation except male gigolo. Okay. Only because what makes a man is more than his job. I know a lot of women personally that actually live in mansions, and they would do anything to trade for a man with emotional intelligence and can,
Mm.
even if they're with them for a very long time, the men that have money, how do you think they get that money? By sitting on their ass and doing nothing or going outside and getting it? And half of the time, it takes them days being away from their family. I have women currently complaining to me how they do not feel heard, they don't feel needed, and they're not respected in the home that they help keep clean. And respect is something that everybody craves for, and acknowledgement of what they have done on a daily basis. If those two things is not even acknowledged and you're the woman in the house and you get to stay home, it drains you. A lot of people can understand, and I'm not justifying cheating, but a lot of people can understand how come she got the Lamborghini? How come she got the house? How come and she still cheated on him? It's the lack of emotional intelligence that some men that with money have versus people who work occupations such as a bus driver, not that it makes a big deal, but they would have more emotional intelligence for that woman, and that woman would be more likely to give up everything that she has materialistic wise to be with a man that understands her emotional discord because there'll be less fuckery in the relationship and she would feel acknowledged. Women are emotional creatures from what society says. So, what do you think they're going to go towards? The ones that actually know what it's already like to have materialistic crap with no one being there for them to support them, carry them on, talk with them. Women love conversations with men in the morning too. So when certain things are not met, they're going to be emotionally drained. If they don't have someone to vent to and they have to vent to everybody else but the person that they made a child with, what do you think is going to eventually happen to that relationship? So being a bus driver is not a big deal for me in order to date someone. It's the fact that if they have emotional intelligence or not, because they can identify the problem without me writing it on the wall in blood.
I think graphic, but okay.
You're welcome.
Anybody else want to go? No,
Bueller.
no.
I just want to
Mm.
say,
Oh,
I just want to say real quick, like, so Crystal said something really, really, really important, right? And the thing that I want to highlight is that no matter what, again, it's the character. You feeling what I'm saying? It's the character of the person. Occupation is occupation. We are supposed to go out there and work, but when you put qualifiers now on how people are expected to get it because you want a certain dollar amount that you just want for yourself instead of actually helping someone build that so you could have pride and some type of equity in the work that you put in, it's like, bro, like you have a whole bunch of people that are takers and not builders. And I feel like that's what's going on now. And like it's easy for a lot of people, right? It's easy for a lot of people to just eat off someone else's plate. But when you have to supply the table and when you have to go get the plates yourself and when you have to set the table and when you got to clean the shit right after so you can eat again, then all of a sudden the conversation changes. And I'm like, bro, the conversation shouldn't change because you got to put in work. The conversation should actually be how am I as an individual going to be of service to somebody else in a relationship because it's a give and take thing. I give, You take, you give, I take, and then we reciprocate. The moment that one of us gets compromised for whatever reason whatsoever, we can fix that. We can find ways to, rectify that. But if you're not willing to work with me, then there is no relationship. So humble thyself. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So is the question still, would you date a bus driver? Or
So the initial question was like, how do women navigate a dating scene where a lot of the men are like, for a lack of a better term, down bad?
how are men down bad?
Like a lot of men now, a lot of women nowadays are the breadwinners, and like men have money too, but like compared to like other generations, there's definitely a difference.
Well, I guess it depends on what part of the world we're looking. Like, what part are we looking at it from? What angle?
The
Like,
U.S.
they're definitely down bad. Because let's be honest, women, yeah, women are definitely getting into high, fields like high value fields now. But technically, they still don't outweigh the men on high value fields. So let's not even try to pretend that this narrative is even true. There's women that's definitely, standing in CEO roles. But for the one woman, there's still five, six guys that's a CEO. Yeah, there's more women, but it's not even the same. Until all women is working in the world and men is sitting at home taking care of kids, then I say men is down bad. But I think women are navigating the same way they always been navigating. Um, it's just now, I'm not gonna lie, there is some women who stand in the high value sector, and that has the same mindset that certain men used to have. And it was never a situation like, what was it, Ebony, when she said that she would date like the owner. That's her preference.
That's what I'm saying.
And like it didn't affect me. I didn't even realize it until like I guess it became a viral moment. And I didn't even understand how Yana's response back to Ebony was even in the same sector. Like she was responding back into like in the respect of like, just respect our men. But what Ebony was saying was she don't want to date a school bus driver. She rather date the school bus driver owner. Like who owns the school bus company, whatever. If we all know that's the school district, so I don't know who you trying to date. um, but because she makes a certain amount of money now, and let's be honest, ladies who's making a certain amount of money will not respect, or they choose to not respect. It's not that they will not respect; they choose to not respect a guy who's not making more than them, and a guy who's making more than them will choose to not respect a girl who's making less than them.
Which I
That's just
think
the
is
cycle of how
dumb.
the fish the pond is. You think you're
Uh,
disrespecting a guy who's making less than you. When you turn around and find you a guy of high value that's making more than you, he's not gonna find any respect in you. So saying she,
why you think?
huh?
Why you think that, B? I was gonna ask why you think that, B.
Because that's the honest truth. The same way a girl looks down on a guy who's making less than her and feels like, well, I'm bringing in the money. She can't really tell me something. That's the same concept a guy will have who's bringing in all the dough, and the girl all she does is sit at home and like, spend his money. He feels like, well, I'm bringing in all the money, so I make the rules. So you thinking you belittling some guy who's making less than you, and then looking for a guy who makes more than you. The guy who makes more than you not gonna value you the same way the guy who makes less than you values you.
Yeah, but
And
like,
sometimes the guy who makes less ain't valuing you either. Let's not pretend like, oh, because he makes less than you, he's just gonna be out there eating off your foot. No, there's a guy who's probably still that man.
I just think those type of people shouldn't be dating. If you look at a bank account and determine somebody's like usefulness by their bank account, I don't think you should be dating because you could be a billionaire and useless. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so dumb. Like I see that shit all the time. It's like the assumption is the more money you have, the more like put together you are, and it's like no, nigga. That's why y'all keep losing. like you bet you date a man that don't got money, you lose. You date a man that do got money, you still lose. Like, bro,
Hmm.
at this
The
point, then
only
the
difference,
conversation should change.
yeah, but this has been going on for centuries and ages. Before before a woman was making money, that's how life was in general. The only difference now is guys wouldn't openly say, "Oh, my wife is a housewife. She don't do nothing." Like in the 70s, 60s, 50s, 40s, when a woman was just sitting at home, taking care of the house or like doing doing like the dinner parties for the husband when he brings like the colleagues over, doing all the extra shenanigans. He wasn't saying, "Oh, my wife doesn't do it." Like some of them probably were saying that, but like it wasn't as open as girls how disrespectful a girl can be to a guy who makes less than her, because she's gonna be blatantly disrespectful. Versus a guy, most guys aren't blatantly disrespectful.
Hmm.
All I
Did you
know,
say that?
all I
I am. I am. But anyway,
Sorry, Fado. What you saying?
no, I was just all I'm saying is like if somebody came up to me trying to like analyze my bank account to see if I'm worthy of them or not, just go away. Because even if I did have the money, I'm sure as hell not spending it on somebody just looking at my shit. You pocket watching, like bro, fuck out of here. Because it's like at this particular point, you want to be bought. Why don't you just say instead of you wanting to date, you just want to be bought? Go ahead.
Yeah, but
Because that's prostitution.
yeah, but under government law, I mean, it's considered quality, right?
Uh,
I'm sorry. We just live in a different era, I guess. And with the rent prices, the food prices, for God's sake, we got to think twice if to buy um, eggs. You know what I mean? Like, it's all different because I know back in the day, my grandmother told me some stories, and, you know, I realized that it was always older men that, supported the women emotionally and financially back in the day. It's different now. We just we just need people with emotional intelligence and don't think money can actually buy someone. And if that is the type of woman that they come across and they have the funds, I'm not going to get in the way of that. I'm not even going to voice my opinion because we need the dating pool to be cleansed and filtered of the fuckery. Because at the end of the day, if you're really looking at somebody's money aspect, if it's not because you have kids or whatever, and you're just trying to figure out, okay, well, we're going to have a bunch of kids. Can we financially stabilize them? Um, if it's not for those purposes, or, okay, we want to buy a house, what are we going to do to get, if it's nothing about building, then just be okay with him buying you and pushing you around as a trophy, because that's what it is. He feels he has the money and that he can buy you, and you really have nothing to offer. That's what's in his mind. He's never asked it, he's never pushed you, he's never supported you, because remember, we're not dealing with a man with emotional intelligence. We're dealing with a man that thinks he can buy anything literally with money. And that's why a lot of celebrities get in trouble as well. We just have to keep in mind that when we see women or men that speak in a way of money and materialistic things, just let them be. They'll get out of our way so that people who actually love to build with people to reminisce of where they were and where they are and have a stronger bond, not a trauma bond, not a money bond, a actual genuine bond, and they're going to last longer in their relationships. then we can say, okay, these are the examples we want. We don't want the example of a girl actually looking at a man's bank account. We don't want the example of a man thinking he could actually buy a woman and make her into something that is close to a maid as possible. It's just she gives birth and so on. You know what I mean? Like, he really thinks he does not have to be there emotionally for her.
And then then the same ones that be having the dumb nigga look whenever somebody say we've been married for 30 years. Like, huh? What you mean 30 years? How? I'm like, what you mean how? First of all, don't be a goofball. That's how.
Those people that's been married 15, 30 years, they know how to be selfless. When I say selfless, where a man would cheat one time out of the 30 years that they have. I'm not giving praise to any man fucking cheating or any woman cheating. But what I'm saying is that woman who has built with that man would look at all the facts and see what's going on and try to, okay, well, we need counsel and whatever, instead of saying, he a no good nigga, I'm just going to go and cheat too. That's the solution to everything? So
I'm going to break his Xbox.
Does the guy months, he does the same fucking thing and worse. He done gave the bitch your address. He done told the bitch where you live, you know, all this other shit. And then you end up having a gun to your face because the bitch can't understand how this man can't leave you alone. Shit like that. Okay. If it's a situation like, I don't know how many married couples I've talked to, and they're like, yeah, I've been married 30 years and he tried to, you know, cheat on me, or sometimes they go through with it and they find out it was a deeper issue from the beginning. So I always tell people, I'm like, before you ask get married, just get therapy, get marriage counseling, really find out all the skeletons in your closet so you don't have to invest in STD pussy or STD dick to resolve y'all issues. All right. But other than that, the people that's been married for 30 years, they do not throw away their marriage off of each other being a fucking human being. I'm not saying it should be consistent, but I am saying every time I hear older people talk, the issues we deal with today, being in a 6-month relationship, does not compare to a 30-year marriage. And one thing that I hear women say constantly, the ones that's in a long-term marriage, they knew how to forgive and they truly forgave. They didn't say, okay, I forgive you, and then the next week they with Tom, Dick, and Harry. Because they know they have to preserve their heart, their mind. They have a standard to keep up for their family, even if one fell. So yeah, it's a different era we live in. So yeah, let's keep looking at money like it makes or breaks a relationship. Because we've seen some shit. Especially
Any last words before we move on to
I
our
was just
next
gonna
topic?
I was just gonna follow that up by saying, bro, it's natural for a man to want to provide for his woman. If you are my woman, I'm going to provide for you. That's not even a question that you have to ask me. You feeling what I'm saying? Even if even in the case where I'm struggling to do that, the fact that I'm not giving up, the fact that I'm still going hard every single day should be an indicator that I'm serious about it, right? But it's like they call that the bare minimum. A lot of people will say, oh, well, that's just bare minimum. And I'm like, hey, yo, you'll be surprised. Sometimes people don't have the bare minimum. You feeling what I'm saying? I don't even like the phrase bare minimum. Yeah, like I don't even like the phrase bare minimum sometimes because they weaponize it. You feeling what I'm saying? Like, so like let's say a mother is proud that, you know, her daughter did something really cool. And you know, wow, I'm such a proud mom, and it's like, oh, that's bare minimum. It's like, what, bro? Like, like, bro, she's happy for her child. That's bare minimum. Like, I mean, I guess, but yeah, they weaponize phrases like that. But I'm just saying, like, a man and a woman who are in love with each other or who find like something within each other that completes them both and base their relationship on that and actually have a strong foundation based on what trust, communication, and respect can fix their issues, and not only fix their issues but learn from those issues so that they can educate other people as well. It's not about how much money you got and, oh, I got a 6-figure salary and shit like that. It's about when you have nothing left, can you trust that other person to build? And if the answer is yes, then your relationship is solid. But if you just one of those people that just want to have a big ass relationship for no motherfucking reason other than the fact that if this nigga fuck up, I'm taking half, then you wonder why the dating pool is where it is today. So, regardless of whether you're dating a bus driver or you're dating someone who owns the bus, just pick someone who completes you. That's of course assuming you even know who you are in the first place.
Yeah.
And there you
So
have
this
it.
is
And then
Can I tag one thing at the end of this?
right.
I saw a video recently talking about how companies that normally specialize in things for weddings, in particular, the companies that make the gowns for the brides and whatever, right? Yeah, they've been losing money big time in recent years. I wonder why.
Again, you're asking people. You live in a country where 1 of 3 Americans can't afford a $400 bill. I don't think the conversation should be about fucking finances. That's all I'm saying.
I just want to say this. We need to go back to the era of just being happy that, a man is carrying the job. Because in this day and age, where I was watching, I don't even know what I was watching. What was it? She was like, oh, she just wants, like, oh, she don't mind, taking care of her man and letting him be at home and just, being a stay-at-home, you know, man. And I was just like, so you don't want him to go get a job, be a provider, still be manly, like feel like he's accomplishing something. You rather emasculate him by having him sit at home, babysit the kids, watch the kids, and then feel like, and then, go off on him, because let's be honest, as females, they're going to tend to be very vicious with the mouth when all you do is sit at home and then tell her, like, oh, you need extra money because the kids need this, the kids need that, because I'm not working, not bringing in no income. Versus when a guy, a girl tells the guy, oh, the kids need this, he just tells you, okay, baby, I'll send it to your account, this and that. But a girl, when you keep asking for little things because she don't want you to go to work, she wants you to sit at home. Now all of a sudden, you too needy. Well, why you not working? Why you just you just said you rather your man sit at home, and now when he's asking you for stuff, you feel like, well, you brought in this income, so he shouldn't ask you for nothing. Well, how is he bringing in income? Why you don't go pay for a daycare service and let him do his job? Get a job if you want to keep working too. That both have income coming in, but he feels like he's doing something, providing in any sort of way because that's just his natural mo. But no, yeah, instead of like being happy that men are willing to work, men, because in this generation and age, men are not required to work. Men are now required to just, be high value men, sleep around, fly girls out. Oh, why you need a job? You should be available 24/7, emotionally and physically. You gotta be able to cry and then also laugh and also kill somebody for me.
Did you know
She just slipped that right in like it was okay. Y'all hear that?
muffled material? I don't know.
Man,
We here at,
No, that's
you know what? Let me
Whatever.
just say, do
that's
not endorse that message.
Great.
no, that's what they
Slipped
expect
it
you
in like
for
it was
the
all
from
right.
the guys. Like they want them. You got to be emotionally available. I need you to be cry. I need you to be able to cry. You don't have to hold it in. But then I also need you to like go to work, be a man. But then if somebody comes at me wrong, I need you to be able to pull out the Glock and go
Right.
ham on them.
Yo.
Right.
The
That's
blicky?
not what the females is asking for. Like I'm
I
Oh
ain't
confused.
no,
mad
the
at it.
blicky?
Yeah, that's exactly what they want. They want somebody. They want you to be a sissy, but then be a man, but then be a killer. I'm like, wait.
Just
all
say,
at one time.
these hoes is
But you
confused.
can't be gay. That's it.
Just
You
say
can't be
these
gay.
hoes is confused.
Yo.
No, I've been in that situation in the beginning of my marriage, and that's the thing about marriage. You don't know what the fuck marriage is, especially when you've never been married. You don't see the fuckery that's in between and how you have to look within yourself and realize you ain't perfect. You want the perfect marriage, but not that's not the goal. The goal is for both of y'all to grow. And how do you grow? By being perfect? I'll wait on the answer, but you don't grow like that. Y'all gonna have some fucking arguments, but it has to be of something that will help you guys grow. Because in the beginning of my marriage, I decided to work 3 jobs because I wasn't getting the money for my hair and I wasn't getting the money for my nails. And in order to be a prosperous RN assistant, okay, because I'm graduating for medical assistant. I can't be just a medical assistant anymore. Now I want to be an RN assistant. And I see the women that were RN assistants, and they always had their hair and nails done, and they always drove around nice cars like BMWs and shit like that. Okay, so now I'm like, okay, well, you got to stop being at home and just doing you. He's holding the kids down. What the fuck am I talking about? You get what I'm saying? So I really had to look into myself and say, okay, well, babysitting is about 600 and change, and I got 3 of them. Okay, so which one would I rather? Put all my money into daycare while he works, and the kind of jobs he was getting at the time was not much money coming in. So we would just be breaking even. Or do I allow him to be a father and continue working the 3 jobs until he can do better? These are decisions that's made when you are married at the time. And you can't learn that unless you are willing to look inside yourself and see where you went wrong.
I'm still not dating the bus driver.
You know what? I'm done.
Imagine you saying all that. She say some dumb shit like that. You like, you know what? I should
Oh, she
shoot
doubled
your ass.
down.
She did
I'm
double
pretty
down.
sure you seen the video.
Yeah,
No,
she did double
I don't
down.
know. I don't think she doubled down because I heard the clip. I felt like she even went harder.
Hold
I,
on.
There's
Hold
another
on.
clip. Yeah,
no,
there's another clip.
the one where she said she feels like they just like if you like you're uneducated because your parents like they call you when you get a C. I felt like she even went farther in disrespect. I was like, damn.
Nah,
She's saying the problem is your mama. Your mama
yeah.
raised you. That's the problem. And for you, your
Damn.
whole goal in life is to be a bus driver or whatever you is. She wants you to be an owner. And because your mama felt like you getting a C class was okay, you did the best you can do. So you never achieved anything. And so your problem was from birth. That's what I felt like she said. She didn't double down, she went harder. And she went farther into the disrespect. And she was so sweet and innocent with it that a lot of people thought she doubled down. But when if you're a black woman, you know she did not double down. As part of Black Women Association and how lethal their mouth can be, and the reason why people say they can be a little bit rough, that's why they want to go to the white girls. She has a proven the past that she can be even more vicious.
I have
And
a
she
question.
refused to date a bus driver still
I
or
have a
anything
question.
less.
So if somebody threw her under the bus, is she gonna be looking for the driver?
You know what?
She gonna look for the owner. She's not
Oh
gonna look for the
shit!
driver. She's gonna look for the owner. Cause she
Oh
definitely gonna write
shit!
him a letter and sue him. Cause I know for a fact she that type. Oh, isn't she a lawyer? Yeah, she is a lawyer.
Yeah, she's a former attorney. But hold on, B. I got you right
Tell you
Yeah, she
here.
what,
looking for the
man.
owner. She don't even waste her time with the
Here.
bus driver. She's gonna look for the owner.
Hold on, B. I got you right here. This is her doubling down.
Handful that even considered the possibility of a bus owner being a more aspirational position. Now, I suspect the possibility of a bus owner being a more aspirational position. Now, I suspect that some of y'all are the same men that were bringing home C's and D's on your report cards, only to then be coddled by parents that said, well, that's okay, as long as you're doing your best. Well, listen, I love and believe in the excellence of Black men. So no, my dear, C's and D's or any other form of mediocrity is not okay. But could it be that Black America has been sold a narrative of average, regular, and typical being good enough for us? Well, see, that's called white supremacy. No, average is not and will never be good enough for me. And the gag is, I don't think it's good enough for you either.
White supremacy, everybody. Wait,
So how did she double down? Because I'm still not seeing it. I felt like she went harder. She
that was her
disrespected your
doubling
lineage.
down.
I felt like she disrespected the lineage.
You
From the
saying
mother to the great grandmother. And then
I,
accidentally threw white supremacy in there and they ain't had nothing to do with it. They don't even know how they got in it. They were so confused. They was like, how did I get into this chat?
That was her. I mean, that was her doubling down right there. So that's what she
Where?
said. She was like,
Somebody
she
explain to me
said
how
she
did she double down? Because I felt like it was more
basically
disrespectful.
she said basically she's saying that people coming at her talking about not dating a bus driver is them just accepting mediocrity, and that she will not accept mediocrity from her man or whoever she would date. So that's why she said the whole season thieves thing, because C's are average. C is an average. So her saying that, this is like basically I don't want to. She's basically saying I don't want an average man, or yeah, she
I'm
doesn't
still
want an
not
average
hearing
man. She
double
wants
down.
someone.
She literally said a bus driver, anybody that's below average. Anybody who has a regular job that's not an owner is below average. So I'm not hearing no double down. I felt like she was more disrespectful. We should be more outraged than believe that she doubled down.
Okay, all right.
Well, if anybody here feels like she did double down after listening to that portion, please tell me where it happened. Crystal,
every word
do
she
you
said
feel it?
pretty much.
What?
Do you feel like she doubled down or she like, reneged on the fact that she wouldn't date a bus driver?
What you mean, the lady that was speaking about the situation?
Yeah, like no, that was her. She's explaining
Her Discord?
well she I guess the people was outraged. So I feel like she's trying to correct, but I felt like she even went farther into the disrespect for that. For like
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's trying to clean up. She was trying to clean up because who wants to be in the spotlight in that way?
but saying that the parents
Mm-hmm.
for calling you for getting a C plus was the problem. For saying that a basic job, just doing a regular job, let's say bus drivers, sanitation workers, teachers, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
is mediocre
Oh.
unless you're the owner. So I don't feel like she doubled down. I feel like she went even harder on black men, and then try to pretend to say that I want more for you.
It just sounds bad when you repeat it because that's exactly how it is. I don't know. I just think some people do not need to talk on black men, period.
She
And
is
if
definitely one of them.
tongue should fall out.
I never knew her existence until
Me either.
this
Either
clip.
I was the celebrity speaking, but it seems like it's someone else.
She was
Yeah, they
on
said she
Real
was
Hot.
on
She was on one of the Real Housewives shows
yeah,
as
Real
well.
House of New York
Yo,
or
See,
something like that.
that explains a fucking lot. How
I
is her?
never even watched a single episode. Didn't even know they had a Real House of New York.
But they're not even okay. All right. I
I'm
could see.
saying,
Man, half of Basketball Wives wasn't Basketball Wives.
Why,
No way.
why would I want to hear a woman that actually got a man through her pussy speak?
She's single.
My shit good. I got that good.
No, you
Man, you see, oh,
at the end of the fucking day,
oh,
you went through the whole basketball team, the football team, you know, to get that guy.
hoes
God
run
damn.
Instagram, grand.
Nah, because you
Hoes run
know what?
Instagram.
I'm fucking tired. I'm tired of these bitches talking about black men, and you not even in the streets marching about nothing for nothing. You just throwing money to make sure your area is fucking protected while you live in the fucking suburbs. I know these type of bitches. Why the fuck we give a fuck about their fucking opinion? The fuck?
I think
They
what
can't
it is
even look
mostly.
good.
Yeah, I think what it is mostly is just the simple fact that like her platform, she talks about like a lot of these things, and then number two, another reason why I think it's because Yana ate her up. she, she ate her up with a smile, and everyone's like, "Yep, that's it."
Listen, I don't need no bitch
I see it differently.
unless they walking through the hood to understand where the fucking problem lies. And guess what? It doesn't lie with the black man. It lies with the black mother. At the end of the fucking day, what you teaching your daughter? That money rules over dignity? Because that's what it sounds like.
I think a lot of people teaching it to the kids that.
I'm tired of these hoes. I'm sorry.
The hoes.
Material, she didn't add to. She didn't double down anything on that. All she did is double dicked. Okay? No,
Damn.
She definitely double dipped.
thing.
She went in even farther. I was
Fake.
like, dang.
She double
So
dildoed. That shit is fake.
I seen the original post where she made her comment and Ayana brought up that mess, and then Ayana said her part. I just don't think. I guess it's me looking at it from my perspective because I felt like I just didn't think Ayana ate her up and completely shattered her. But for a guy, it felt like he was being defended on Ayana's part. But I was like, it's still not given because what she said was she would date the owner. And Anna's like, I don't mind. I would date, a bus driver. And, she's supporting the fact that, she's not picky. But Homegirl still has the same mindset. Like, I understand you defended, men in general and the fact that they're working. But this mindset is still the same. Like, when you eat somebody up, like, you change their whole thought frame of thinking. And when she came back with her response, I was like, this girl, she's unchangeable. She's just gonna die single, alone, and miserable. And
Yeah,
we
but
just gotta accept that for her.
we want that.
Well, she's
We don't.
already 40.
Just how we trying to single out these little bad men, these passport bros and guys who just ain't doing nothing in life. And really, just out here, diminishing the value of a black woman. We gotta also do that for the black woman who just ain't doing enough. So we
First,
need to, as we dwindling them down
hmm,
and they counterpart, eventually they might meet.
might. That's nice. That's a nice way to putting it.
Exactly.
but
And that's just one less bad apples in the mix.
the funny thing is somebody's gassing up her head. Material. Someone's gassing up her head for her to be bold enough. She didn't even fucking stutter. She's like, I'll date them if they're
I'll take the owner.
bitch. What makes you think that an owner who's built a whole fucking bus system, okay, that
You
owns
know what?
of buses
We need
would
Kevin
say
Samuel back.
a woman who's been on a reality TV show with a whole bunch of drama and fighting, yeah, that's my wife. I'll wait. Because any man that's built a business from the ground up ain't looking for her. Okay. In fact, as a
Ain't
business
no
owner,
man looking for
something so critical as that, they have networking, they have business partners. You think that they're gonna bring a woman to a business party with that kind of reputation? The fact that she's bold enough to say, "Oh, I'll date an owner of a bus company," where do you think you're gonna find those kind of men that own those kind of businesses? Because it ain't a reality TV show, and most of them ain't fucking black. So good luck. She needs to shut up.
Period. Stop. And we need Kevin Samuels back because he would have set her straight real quick. Took her out of the world of delusion that she's living in. Single at the age of 50. I don't know how old she is,
she's
but it sounds good. So
she's
just let's
she's
run with
40.
it. Let's not
She's 40.
let's just run with it. At the age of 50, living in the world of delusion.
She's
Let's just run with it because her wigs is saying different. I'm sorry.
mm,
We running with it.
Exactly.
mama,
We gotta say that's how delusional she
mama mia, that's a spicy meatball.
say a
That's
bus owner.
spicy.
You know how many bad businesses you would lose after you done came on national television and said that. And now all his partners like, this is how your wife talks. This is how she looks. This is the type of person you bringing around us. No, that's a bad business. We need to remove her. So no, ain't nobody looking for her. That's why she's still single.
The only men that's looking for ones that want a trophy. End of story.
She ain't no trophy.
Mm,
All you got is a degree that says you can be a lawyer. Just like Phaedra Parks is a lawyer and she was selling all her cases. I don't know what homegirl practiced. I don't know what her win to loss ratio is. So where the prize? She probably got more people that went to prison because of her. You know, child, let me
damn.
mind my business. I don't even know what she do. I don't even know what type of lawyer she is. She live in New York. She probably a co-defendant somewhere. I don't know what she.
Woo, there's a lot. Let me get on to the next topic before they done read that girl to the ground. Oh man, we go the next topic, and I don't even think this is going to get any better because we're going to be talking about Steve Harvey.
Wait, what?
I
Bruh.
said the next topic we're going to be talking about is Steve Harvey
We be
and this
having
kid.
too
He
many
said,
repeat offenders in this damn podcast.
"Don't we?"
What the
So
fuck are you?
I'm gonna just
Okay.
because it's always the same people acting up, I guess. 'Cause, let me just bring up what Steve Harvey said, and we'll just get you guys' thoughts.
Wrong with this generation today? These young boys today, what do she bring to the table? The hell you
Oh yeah.
mean, man? Your ass bring to the table. You got a woman that can come to the table that can make another you. What else you need to slide up to the table with? What about your job? What happened to men who were supposed to be responsible? Do you know that it's our job to take care of a woman and some children, to have a family? That's our damn job. See, these dudes kill me. That's what's wrong with this generation today. These young boys.
Y'all heard it. What y'all thoughts?
It's just a old
So
bald nigga battle.
Yeah.
okay. So he's gonna pretend
Yeah.
that the men who are actually doing what they're supposed to do aren't asking these questions. Because the way he's making it sound is like every guy that has these questions are these young boys that don't know what they're talking about. But it's mostly men who do know what they're talking about, do know what they want, got their life straight, and know how to handle. They're asking that question so they can vet the woman. Yo, what's he saying? Why do you think they're asking this question?
See, I'm mad. This is a topic in the first place for two reasons. First of all, he's clearly out of touch with current day. And second of all, anyone who knows this man's track record when it comes to relationships, should this motherfucker be speaking on the goddamn thing?
What your ass say? From Cleveland, y'all.
I thought this conversation was already over with. No, no
It'll
offense
never
to
be over,
both
boo.
of them. I really believe because then we have this conversation from Eight Ball Group or whatever, like the whole women bring to the table, men bring to the table. Like, how come they keep reviving this conversation? Like,
I guess it's
and then the fact is they revive it and it goes viral again. I'm just not understanding. Like, we done already had this moment. It done passed. First of all, ain't no damn table. Whatever you bring to the table is probably already there. So all this whole what do you bring to the table, what do they bring to the table? Y'all just be lucky I got a table to sit at.
I bring these nuts.
used to be for the question, what do you bring from the table? But then when I saw what kind of men were asking that question, I understood women's irritation with that answer. I mean, sorry, question. I started to say stuff when I was
Exactly.
on topics that really is educational and stuff like that. I would have these dumbass red pill motherfuckers that would be like, what do you bring to the table? I'm like, your mother. Because you start
Your
I
mother
cannot, not the
you
mother.
in the New York accent too. Your
yeah,
mother.
because at the end of the fucking day, if I'm
Where's
talking about a
your
topic
mother?
that has nothing to do with who brings to the table if I'm married, what's the statistics and all this shit, you telling me dumbass statistics about the black woman. Do you even know half of the shit that black women been through, my nigga? So we're not gonna ask who what I bring to the table. We can stick to the motherfucking topic. Okay? But since you don't want to stick to the topic, you want to ask me what I bring to the table. I got your table. I got it.
You know, you know what annoys me even more about that is the fact that it is amongst black people.
It's always the
Solely. This
ignorant.
conversation is solely and only amongst black people. And it's like whenever black people try, black women
Well,
try to remove themselves from the pits of hell that black people tend to want everyone to sit in, is always a problem because white people or Hispanic people or Asian people, none of these parents or kids are ever raised to say,
man,
well, what should you bring to the table or what can you bring to the table? None of them. They don't even get that question, but it's always some nigga who feels like
well, the problem with that,
he.
I'll tell you the problem with that.
It's the experience
The
of
that
big
hold on.
brother.
Yeah, the problem is you let motherfuckers let pop culture paint black men as fucking drug dealers and bums and shit. And y'all let that same culture paint black women as loud, ratchet ass gold diggers. And y'all let them get away with it for decades upon decades to the point where now the shit is fucking normalized.
Here's the thing: men set the tone.
It's not exactly.
Men,
It's not even stupid billionaire rich niggas that's talking about what you bringing to the table. It's regular ass niggas that have the audacity. If you struggling, just say that and we can work together. But to like belittle someone just to make you feel better talking about them, what you bring to, bro, stop. Stop.
but these same niggas is the ones paying what you call it money towards OnlyFans. Okay,
Girl, don't
how
speak
you
on it.
how you supporting women that literally only show their kitty cat to get your money and then turn around and talk to women that actually work a 9 to 5 job, possibly has fucking kids, and actually have standards. We're not just gonna go around fucking everything that moves because you're giving money. How you coming at us wrong, but when it comes to OnlyFans, you there spending all your fucking money while you holding a regular ass job. Don't come for me
Mm,
unless I send for you. I see it too many times. I wish there
Mm.
for
were men than these little ass boys that have the audacity to ask what I bring to the table. I bring your mother. That's the answer.
real. And the crazy thing is they'll ask the black woman what she brings to the table. Will be so happy and wouldn't even ask the white woman that they so lovingly love what she brings to the table,
They
but
know.
will get belittled and
She bring good
disrespected
credit.
by the white women. Child, them white women ain't bringing good credit. They spending your credit. That's why you got bad credit.
She bring brings her mixed kids. She brings her daddy and mommy's trust fund. She brings her
And
that
don't pass none of that to you. Ask Dr. Umar what he say. She gonna take from you and don't give you nothing.
No, like I said, I like when people ask that question because I can identify, and they always look like the kind of guy that will work at McDonald's but still talk about somebody not being able to bring shit to the table. They're not humble at all. But the men that are humble, they get treated like shit. Explain this shit to me.
Mm.
You want to know what it is? Honestly, do you want to know what it is as a humble man? I'm going to tell you what it is. Because a lot of women see men's humility as a weakness. They think humility is us not having ambition. They think humility is us like getting walked on or walked over when like the woman starts snapping, or like when a woman starts ranting and shit like that.
Yeah.
And we're like we're like the quiet ones. We're not the type to argue back and forth, because I'm sorry, I wasn't raised to argue back and forth with a woman. You feeling what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I will literally pull up a chair, sit down, and listen to you rant. And then when you're done, I'm gonna go to sleep. So it's like, bro, yeah, but no, that's how I sit down and listen to you rant. And then when you're done, I'm gonna go to sleep. So it's like, bro, yeah, but no, that's how humble I am, though. I will literally sit there and. All right. So as I was saying, I am the type to pull up a chair and watch my woman just sit there and rant. And when she's done, I'm gonna be like, "You want some cookies? Because I'm about to go to bed." You know what I'm saying? Because like, but
That's not being humble. That's just not giving a fuck.
I mean, yeah, but like being humble and not giving a fuck kind of goes hand in hand, because most of the issues that are brought up, like as the man, I'm able to fix. You feeling what I'm saying? It's like, if we are going to be in a serious relationship, then communication has to be, and it has to be a serious investment. You feeling what I'm saying? Like, if you have an issue, or if there's an issue that you need to bring to my attention because it could possibly compromise the relationship, or if it's just an issue on your end, as your man, I'm going to support you, and as your man, I'm going to be that pillar for you. You feeling what I'm saying? That's not even me like trying to, make it seem like I'm separating myself. That's just what I do. You feeling what I'm saying? I'm a man. I act through action. You know what I'm saying? I don't sit there and babble. That's why I'm quiet most of the time, because I do. You feel what I'm saying? And if I'm quiet, it's because I'm thinking in my head, what other solutions can I provide to the problems that I have in front of me right now? I'm not interested in babbling back and forth with a woman. I'm just not going to do that. You feel what I'm saying? We can have a discussion. We can have a conversation. We can build off each other and see where our heads is at in order to come to the solution to the problem that we both have. But if you are going to sit there and use my humility as a weakness so that you can feel like the man in the relationship, nigga, I'll just fucking send you to boot camp. Go join the military. What the fuck you doing in a relationship with me? Give your boot, nigga. Give your fucking what are they called? Give them the fucking lip and see what happened to you.
Well, I think the only problem I had with this, I think the only problem I had with this whole rant, and I know a lot of people don't like Steve Harvey. I still a fan of. I think the only problem I had is like, I think what Dion said, it's very outdated. I think, and I feel like this is what a lot of old people like. I feel like they know the problem is, but they don't have no other answer than what brought them through. Knowing that the world's changed, and I think knowing that in this world you needed two income to even like sustain a household, and yet they still give you old advice. And I feel like as young people, we see some of these people, and then it's just like it doesn't work. It doesn't work like it does. It's just like you would like. I think any man would think if you could get yourself like a factory job, and that factory job could support a whole family, and you could do that for 20, 30 years. You think a lot of people will be doing that? we wouldn't be having this conversation about what you bring to the table. Half of the time, it's just most people get your wife and have a family and live happily ever after in whatever town it is. But now, people are expected to do more, and now since like AI is like taking people's jobs and all that other stuff, where hell, even the president of Google, AI Google, motherfucking quit. That was new. It's like a lot of things is changing around here. Shit, it's just inflation. I think Crystal brought up inflation. It's just like, and people trying to do jobs for like less than what they're worth and shit. It's everything is outdated. I feel like Steve needs to update. If you want to keep getting out advice, you need to update to understand what is going on. But I feel like Opal is going to do that because they're stuck in their ways. So,
bruh, and not only that too, the nigga is wealthy, so he's double blind. You feeling what I'm saying? It's like it's an age thing and a wealth thing, and this, bro, this is why sometimes I really fucking hate having this conversation, because people really fucking use money as a divider, as like this type of metric that's used in order to make you feel inferior than the other. And I'm like the type of nigga that shit doesn't affect me. I will look a millionaire in the face and be like, you are fucking useless. I don't give a fuck. You feeling what I'm saying? Because it's not about your money. It's about who you are at your core as a human motherfucking being. Look at all the fucking rich people that are rich in America. Bruh, 80% of them don't do shit. 80% of them don't fucking do anything, like, at all. You feeling what I'm saying? Like, for the longest time, for the longest time, I always ask this question, and I'm going to use this particular individual as an example. I'm like, bro, what is Black China really fucking famous for? Because, like, she does nothing. You feeling what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, and I'm only just using her like as an example, but like I look at a lot of these celebrities and a lot of these influencers and shit like that, and I'm like, the only reason why you have the money that you do is because you're attractive, and the right people with money like your attractiveness, so they use that in order to build you up, in order to have control of you. You feeling what I'm saying? Because you're controlled. You gotta endorse whatever they fucking tell you to endorse and all that shit. You feeling what I'm saying? Like, your brand is only your brand because of the sponsors that are sponsoring you. But trust and believe, if those motherfuckers wasn't hiring you, you'll be in the bench with the rest of us. So I hate this.
Say it one more time.
Bro, like I hate it so fucking much, especially niggas with 9 to 5 that be doing that shit. That be talking about, oh man, you broke. And nobody with a fucking 9 to 5 should be calling anybody broke, because if your job was gone, again, you'll be in the bench with the fucking rest of us. The only particular reason why you are so proud to have the money that you do is because you gain power from you having a fat ass bank account. But if that shit was taken away from you tomorrow, who the fuck are you then? If you ain't got them millions in your fucking bank account, can you look at yourself in the mirror?
I'm weak, Father. You said niggas with a 9 to 5.
Like, shut the fuck up. Like, it be motherfuckers with fucking jobs sitting there calling people broke, knowing that if they lost their fucking job tomorrow, you'll be in the fucking unemployment line sitting there crying, why are they happening to me, Lord Jesus? Lord Jesus, shut the fuck up, bro.
I have a job and I'm broke. The fuck?
Yeah, most people who have jobs are broke because jobs aren't meant to empower you. Jobs are meant to run you the fuck down. It's like I said before, you have an expiration date. That's why they give you a pension. So I don't want to hear this motherfucking conversation about who got the table, who making more money than who. Nigga, all of you motherfuckers can go sit in the fucking fire and sit there and let the heat fucking rearrange your fucking brain cells with that stupid shit. God damn, it's every single day. Nah, I'm so tired of this conversation. I am so fucking tired of this conversation, because the main people talking about this stupid shit are the main ones. Again, if they lost their money tomorrow, they would not be able to look at themselves in the mirror. It'd be all woe is me, woe is me, woe is me. What am I supposed to do now? And then I'm like, bro, there have been people that have like lived their whole lives in poverty. And they're not gonna fuck with you because your behavior when you did have money was unbecoming of a human being. So you're not going to get that sympathy or that empathy from anyone by virtue of the behavior that you had when you was in your fucking high horse. And the time is coming, like bro, a bank just fucking collapsed recently. It's fucking coming, bro. You think this shit is real? You think your shit won't fucking disappear overnight? Try, keep playing.
Any last words before we move on to our next topic?
Y'all better learn how to speak Mandarin.
I just think that Harvey is, like you said, Ray, is not understanding what the new age needs. And the new age is not your grandma and it ain't your grandpa. Like they have a different level of houses, what's in the market, and erasing telling someone that one person is responsible for all the financial needs of the house when rent right now, I think for a one bedroom, at least from where I'm at, a decent one bedroom where you ain't got somebody smoking a pipe out in front of your house, it costs at least $1,400 to $1,800 per month.
Good.
And if the average person is getting
Sweet.
paid $15 an hour, how are they going to make that? Because we're forgetting the food.
$15 an hour. Where's this average minimum wage is at?
Bruh, it's even worse.
In medical assisting, if you work at least 8 years under your belt, if you have 8 years under your belt, you can get about $15.
So let's be real serious. How many people
Okay,
are
so
gonna
they're
be in
just trying
medical?
to kill you. That sounds like they're
So
just
let's
trying to
just
kill
be
you at
real
that point.
honest. Most most to everybody
Mm-hmm.
is working about the $8 to $10 an hour pay range,
Yeah,
between the $20,000 to $40,000 salary range. Let's
right.
be real honest. And a $1,400, you talking about one bedroom is
Mm-hmm.
already too much. Done.
Yes, it
Ain't
is.
nothing left. Ain't no gas. Ain't no utilities. Nothing.
Light bill. Mm-mm.
And you better not have a kid.
Yeah, so to tell the average man that you should be providing for everything that the woman needs, that's some toxic shit, especially in this era. And how is the man going to figure out who's worth it and who's not if the man is already built to say, okay, well, if a woman wants caviar, to buy it? I think that's extreme. I really do. So that's all I
First
can
of
say.
all,
I,
he
I,
should smack fire out of his girl mouth. If they living off of $30,000 to $50,000 a year, she talking about she wants some caviar. He should smack fire out her mouth.
hmm.
Yeah, I just think it's gotten to a point where it's become unsustainable for a lot of people. And like people are already fucking like crushed. A lot of people are already
Hmm.
suffering mental health like issues with the fact that they have to fight every single day to make a living for themselves. And the only sin or the only problem that they have is they're not getting paid enough. That's literally it.
Hmm.
It's not anything about them being lazy. It's not anything about them being inadequate. It's not like most of these people have degrees. They're just getting
Hmm.
severely fucking underpaid because nobody respects our labor and nobody wants to empower each other to at least band together to at least have some change in this world. But it just seems like we're always trying to fucking compete with each other. Who got more crumbs than the other? And I'm just sitting here and I'm like, all of y'all are fucking eating crumbs and trying to compare who got the bigger crumb than the rest. Y'all sound like fucking rats, bro.
Look,
My table.
it's like all I can think about
Well,
is everybody hates Chris. What was it when the mom, she was like, first of all, my husband works 2 jobs. I do not need this.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking that too.
That is me.
Oh, y'all
I'm at
talking.
his
I was
good job.
That is me all the
And you know what was it like 2 weeks ago? I was telling my homegirl, she's married and her husband, works, and I'm like, I don't know how men did it back in the day, because like they was working multiple jobs while girls we sat at home and just live, the good grandeur of a wonderful life. before we would, we so far fought to be, working class citizen. But I was like, the mental drainage that happens from working, to think that men was doing two jobs, some three jobs, just to support the wife that's at home and the bills. I'm like, Lord, I see why y'all was going senile and crazy.
And
That's
that's someone who had two jobs at one point. Let me tell you, that shit is not fun.
I've had 3, and that's fucked up. I'll say that much.
There is no reason in the world that we should be working three jobs in this world. Two jobs that,
Well, that's what Bernie
and
Sanders
then the
said,
crazy thing is they
and
tell you,
that's why he's
oh, get an associate's degree. You'll find so much ample jobs. They'll come like in waves. And then once you get associate's degree, oh,
Man, that
associate's degree
associate's
is just the
degree
equivalent
don't mean
of a
shit.
high school diploma. You got to go above and beyond. Get a bachelor's degree. Then you get a bachelor's degree. Bachelor's degree is not enough. You now have to get a master's degree. And now everybody's getting master's degree. Oh, master's degree is not enough. You got to get a doctor's degree. At what point in time do you have to say shit that is just,
You
we just not
sound
trying to hire
like
y'all?
that damn skit from the fucking college dropout album. Damn it.
Material, do you know when I figured out it was a fucking scam?
For real, they
When
not hiring nobody.
you told me with
Well,
a
they not hiring us.
no, with a doctorate degree, okay? How
Mhm.
come I can't open up my own fucking clinic as a nurse practitioner unless I'm in a specific state? It's only 4 states in the whole of the USA that I can open up a clinic if I was to become a nurse practitioner. And even then, you cannot fully diagnose someone and
Amazing.
right. You can't
you know
just
what?
uh,
You can just recommend a motherfucker get tested for some shit.
but a doctor still has to overlook your paperwork. So explain that shit to me.
You know what? When you say that, I don't blame that little kid that started his own clinic.
Are we
The one
talking
from
about the
Florida.
scammer?
I'm telling you,
Yeah,
Florida is
the
scammer
nigga with the
city. I don't
glasses
care
and the
what
doctor
anybody
coat, that
says.
nigga went all out.
He
You want
he
to know
started
what's
he
crazy?
started several businesses. He was doing the doctor thing for a long time. I think,
The- I think the best part about that story is he got locked up, got released, and then did it again.
but it was a different job
That
this
shit
time
was
around. The second
funny.
time was something different. Like he didn't go back to the medical field. He went a different route. It was still scamming,
Hmm.
but
That's hilarious.
he learned a different trade while in prison. It had to be.
Well, not only
That's a hustle.
Florida, the state of Florida, people bought their degree and then they just sat for the at the nursing board to get their certification, and they
Yeah, and
got
they passed. Hmm.
they're out here arresting people for being fake nurses, all because they're angry because people sat for the board without going to college and they just bought their degree. Okay, that's what they're
Hmm.
really angry about.
Yeah.
And I think they're more angry that the fact is these folks did not go to school, did not spend
Mhm.
millions, but they passed the test.
Yes,
Like legit, really did pass the test. It does not make sense. Like, how did they pass? And
that's
people who went to real school are struggling to pass. So something ain't adding up.
mm-hmm. Sorry, we went off topic,
That
Ray. Forgive us.
that money was adding up. Whoever was paying to get them through that shit.
It's
Hmm.
it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. We always go off the topic anyway. um, the last thing I want to say is when the zombie apocalypse happens, none of this will matter anyway.
I'm
So,
Maryland. I'm going straight
well,
with y'all. I got, we'll talk about the weapons later.
yeah. All right. Thank
Well,
you.
I'm a
I'm
fat.
I'm
I'm
just
up
going
next.
with anybody. Well, I'm gonna go with D Wolf because D Wolf looked like he could shoot guns for fun. Like,
Oh
I
my
don't even know
god.
what D Wolf look like, but I really don't know what you look like.
You know what?
But I'm talking about the things, how you say things. I just feel like you one of them like gun popping slingers. Like, I just feel like you ready.
Material.
I ain't gonna carry no gun, but I'm gonna be with whoever carrying.
Material. Check out his website on YouTube. He got a fucking archer.
Look,
I don't
look.
think.
Oh, so I'm definitely coming with you.
It's not on my
I'm
YouTube.
be fed.
It's not
I'm
on my
gonna be
YouTube.
well fed on your group.
You just been whored out, D Wolf. Congratulations.
Yo.
Boy, we about to get. He definitely gonna
It
see that
sounds more
video.
like they volunteered him
Boy,
for the fucking Hunger Games. Shit.
Word.
no, I wouldn't volunteer for a 100 days. 'Cause that means somebody gotta die. Why would I? We gotta send a weak person out there.
You don't send a weak person.
I mean, I'm game, but
No,
damn.
you see, the thing is, the Hunger Games is eventually is only one winner, and if things go left, why would I lose out the person who's gonna who can, you know, hunt, probably build a damn water. What's that thing called?
On
Where
top
the
of
water you like. Yeah, no, I'm gonna send somebody who can't really support too much in case if they do die, you ain't losing. Now, if all of us can't shoot, can't hunt, can't do nothing, and we take the 100 and send them out, and somebody take them out, now we all screwed. Zombies just taking us left and right.
All I'm saying is I'm a fast learner.
Mm-hmm. So Fada got that African blood, so he just got to look at people and people back the fuck up. Ray
I'm
is
gonna just have a baseball bat and I'm gonna just swing the zombies' heads like I'm King Griffey Jr.
And but with that baseball bat, you got to wear the big smoke clothes from GTA, right?
Yeah, I will definitely do that.
You picked the wrong house, motherfucker.
You came to the
gotta
wrong
say-
house, motherfucker.
I have so many
I hope
weapons,
the
yo. I have so much
I
fun.
hope the baseball bat has the what's those things called? The nails inside of them.
You want me to get a nail bat?
Yeah, because isn't that like for The Walking Dead? If you hit the head with the nail bat
I mean, if
and
they're
it hits
already
the brain, it
decrepit,
kills them.
that's so much
if
work.
they're already
Though.
decrepit, then
Ugh.
I don't want to pull them off. I just want to knock their head off and
Nah,
relieve stress.
nah, we not doing
If
this knocking
Michelle,
them down. I need them to be dead because I don't want to be walking later and
oh,
next thing you know they're gonna take
trust
me out.
me,
Mm-mm.
trust me when
Popping
I say
heads,
this.
yo.
If you swing a bat at a right velocity, their heads will explode. It is.
Oh,
It is
that-
not.
Now some of them used to be walking with half a head. Like, nah, we're not playing. Mm-mm. I don't see too many walking dead.
okay, so I have an apocalypse outfit. If blood gets on it, I'm gonna be pissed. I don't need any explosion.
What?
Crystal.
Why do you have an apocalypse outfit?
Right.
I thought you want the blood on it.
Yeah,
Because
that's what I'm.
I might need you to rewatch some Walking Dead.
Whose blood are we talking
You
about?
you
The
gonna
dead
look
or the,
cute for
the
the
undead or the
apocalypse?
alive? What?
Well, I had it for.
Chris-
Yeah, I do.
And you
Crystal, are
might
you
need
trying
to
to
watch
look
what
cute for the apocalypse?
Oh, so you're saying you're a sniper? Is that what you're saying?
We're not gonna talk about what my skills are. We're gonna talk.
Oh, I thought her
See,
apocalypse outfit was just nothing.
Oh, she's
I
gonna
didn't know.
be the person that's sending people out to do jobs. You know.
Yeah, because I was like, Ray is the type of person that'll let people think that they're on his, like, he'll let people think he's on their side, but come to find out, he's not. He's just
Yeah, Ray.
oh, y'all in some shit, and then I'll just shoot everybody. So we're good.
Krista, I feel like you definitely, numbered Ray correctly. He's definitely gonna have you believing.
Ray has a way with words, arm that can make the biggest giants fall to their knees, and at the last minute decapitate them. That's a skill. And Dion, he just don't give a fuck. He'll just shoot people on sight. He's like part of the Rick and Morty crew.
Why I gotta be all that? Damn.
All I know
Because-
is if somebody get bit and they need to get shot, I'm gonna just get Dion to do it.
I mean,
He would be laughing.
I'm not gonna sacrifice the crew for this motherfucker. No.
See, reliable.
That's
If I get bit,
that should be a given. Like what?
If I get bit, I'm gonna be hella mad at all of y'all because I felt like
Just
y'all
walk
all
up
didn't do
to
y'all
it. They
part.
can't bite you if you got a
You gonna
hammer.
curse everybody out. You
Even though I
know,
know y'all gonna
so,
shoot me dead, but I'm definitely gonna be mad. I'm gonna be real mad because I was like, y'all had one job to do, and none of y'all did y'all job. And why is this person still alive? Because there was so many of y'all that was in front of me in
Yo,
the
what you
bathroom.
saying?
And
Fuck
this,
me for?
yo, I feel like she'll come back to dead, come back from the dead, and be like, and another thing.
Yeah.
It's just,
I'm telling you, and then Ray told myself, "Oh, he just
damn.
gonna hit her with a bat one time." No, I need to be dead because I don't want to be living like that. So don't just be giving me one swing. No, you better kill me dead because if I'm still gonna be mad after being a zombie, I'm be hot.
Ariel, I'm still gonna do your hair. I'm still gonna do your nails. We're gonna put you in.
Girl, I'll probably attack you. He'll be falling out and stuff. Talking about, girl, kill me dead. Don't even let me live like that. At
Mm-mm.
my worst stage, hair falling out, everything looking. Don't do that to me. I thought we was better than that.
Right. If you made a topic one of these days on what would you do, what kind of weapon you have, what kind of outfit would you have, who would be on your team, that would be some shit. We would be here all night. I'm sorry.
Probably, one time I took my little sister got mad because I told her that she wasn't on my Family Feud team, and she cursed
Ah,
me out about that.
they're fighting words.
Oh, that's cold. That's real cold.
She had to earn that. you know,
Damn.
she had to earn it. She
Nigga,
had
we
to.
was in the
She's
trenches together. What more do I need to earn that you didn't earn?
Shooting with me in gym. The fuck?
You
no okay. You telling
said
me
we got the same mom and
you tell
dad.
hold on. You telling me if you got one of your family that you know is not going to give the great answers, you want to put them on the team?
Well, she ain't got a problem being on the team. I wouldn't put her on the final two,
Mm,
but she can be on the team unless
you're nice. You're
Sometimes it's
definitely
the stupid answers that end up being up there though.
no. Y'all nice. Y'all are definitely nice.
We don't know your
yeah,
sister like that.
is she
So
deaf or something? Or is she autistic? Like I don't understand why wouldn't she be on the team?
damn.
no, she's actually pretty book smart, but you don't need to be book smart to play Family Feud. It's like she's
Wait, hold on, what's family? Yeah, Family Feud the thing where they got like the poll questions and stuff. Like they ask 20 or 500 people, and it got to be up on the board, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you heard some of the dumbasses that some people that
Naked grandma.
my favorite one is when the black lady she was like, "How about me?"
Ray,
Why?
you is a cold, cold ass dude. You know
Kind of
that?
people.
Why?
You really,
No, it's just
you
I'm
really cold.
I'm
You
trying
really,
to trying, I'm trying to win.
Ray.
That's
Nobody in your
all.
family ever told you was heartless. Like I know they have to.
Uh,
They have to be like, damn, Ray, you so heartless. Like,
Nah, but you know what? It's very on brand for Ray to be fucking competitive in Family Feud.
right?
That
You
felt
damn
like an
right.
insult.
It's
that
not an insult. It's
father
not.
felt real mad.
I'm
It was like that triggered a memory out of father.
Nah, it's not triggering anything. I just know my boy Ray.
Something must have happened
I
a
would
while
definitely
back
be.
that happened. Ray, what did you do? Y'all must have played a game show at school or something.
We played a lot. Well, technically, we played a lot of games in school, but it
Hmm.
wasn't usually. It's like at one part we played with people that we know are trash. Like Wallace would get somebody that's trash, and I will have somebody on it that we know is trash just to be nice. And
Oh,
let's just say like they let us down on many occasions. So,
mm.
uh,
Bruh, also not only that, you
it was,
haven't seen have you seen Ray play Mario Party?
Yeah. Nah. Mario Party bring the demons out of people, man.
Bro, I swear to God,
That's
it's like the niggas playing spades.
I don't see niggas playing spades. Is rape that bad? Like
I took
you get to fighting
I
or
took
ready to fight?
this one, I took this one girl her whole stars. Like I took all of her stars, and then when she had no stars left, I took coins. Just
petty.
Everybody else had stars, and I could have took any of those stars, and I was being petty, and I took her coins. And she looked at me. She's like, "I don't have nothing," and I said, "You don't have nothing now." Well,
now imagine that in Family Feud.
Christ.
Yeah. And the only reason I did that is because she beat me in Mario Kart, and she was being real petty. So that was just me being payback of all the pettiness and bullshit I went through in Mario Kart, which is another game that it gets straight. But competitive runs in my family. Is that we just competitive over everything. That's just. Oh, shit.
I'm scared to be on your team. I'm real scared to be on your team because I feel like you might kick me out the team and send me out to the damn wolf to die.
No, look.
You gonna say, Zombie, come get her. We don't need her no more.
If I know that you don't know how to play, I'm nice with you. It's people that say they know how to play and then they end up don't knowing how to play. Them ones I kind of like give you the Kobe death stare at them because I've done that in a spades game and almost choked one dude out because nigga reneged. But that's another story.
He cost you some money, yeah.
Almost, but it was just like he just didn't. You know, when you renege, it was just like you feel sorry that you reneged. The nigga didn't care, and I was just like, almost like
okay.
I literally gave him a Kobe death stare, and
I
it
understand.
was just like if he wasn't in the school, I'd have choked him out. Yeah, if he wasn't in the school, I'd have choked him out.
I understand.
Let's just say that.
I understand.
But we done got way off the topic, so
that's nothing new.
On to our next topic. Do y'all care that Jada Pinkett's show, The Red Table Talk, got canceled?
No.
Should we be surprised?
No.
I've never physically watched it on Facebook Watch, but I've seen clips and stuff. On every other website, so.
I mean, it won two daytime. It won two daytime Emmys, but
it did.
I'm not.
I didn't even know that.
It did, yeah,
it
won a couple daytime Emmys.
How come?
But I think it's because of Wilson. Because Facebook streaming is not doing well, and the company Meta, they're trying to focus more or less the VR stuff. So some of the stream because Steve Harvey's joint, since we're talking about Steve Harvey, his show got canceled. A lot of other people's show got canceled for Facebook stream. So she's been trying to ship it to like other places to see if anybody will pick it up, but. I'm pretty sure she's going to end up on YouTube. So.
There's a writer's strike again.
Oh, yeah. I saw that in Hollywood, right?
Yep.
Bro, nah, I actually didn't know how bro, those people do not get paid. Like, holy shit.
It was bound to happen, yo. The shit they're already complaining about. I think the FX department for Marvel, they were already complaining. That's why a lot of this stuff, like for instance, the She-Hulk, the CG was bad. It was because like they weren't getting paid and like they were hiring like incompetent. It was crazy. So that's one of the. I was like, it's bound to happen. But now there's like a whole bunch of different factors. So
D-Wolf, bro. I remember I was on Twitter the other day. Someone like won an award for like their independent movie or whatever. I forgot what movie it was, but the thing was the writer, one of the writers that went to go accept the reward, he admitted, bro, he was there with a negative bank account. His bank account was in the negative, and then he's fucking accepting an award for a movie that he helped write. That's
without them,
crazy.
there is no movie. I'm telling
That's
you,
what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck? Like, word? Like, bro, my thing is, like, the way you said that, like, the Marvel FX people, like, weren't getting paid, I'm like, bruh, like, if they're not getting paid, if you're not paying the FX people, like, what the fuck is the point of making a Marvel show then?
Yo. That was the reason it took so long, right?
How do you even rationalize not paying the FX people?
Wow.
It doesn't make sense.
People,
I'm like,
baby. People just greedy.
It doesn't make sense though. And the reason why I'm saying that is because these people are an integral part to the movie. Nigga, that's like me trying to build a bridge and I don't fucking pay the people to cut the steel.
So I went and got certified.
I think there's a lot of people, you know, in that upper echelon to be like, you know, we could just get anybody to come and do it. You know, who the fuck needs those? You know, they take people for. I think a lot of people take people for granted, and then you don't know how much time and effort goes in. So.
And as a screenwriter, I feel that shit.
Because it's like, bro, that's my thing is that's the entertainment industry. To even get in there in the first place is fucking difficult as it is. And then on top of that, you working on project, you're not fucking getting paid, nigga. I'm surprised there wasn't a shooting.
Yo, right?
I'm surprised there wasn't a shooting, and I have no shame saying that because there's been back to back ones.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, that's
why do you think Transformers 2 didn't do well? That happened during the writer's strike, and they had to film the shit with a treatment. They had to use a spec script. Yeah, because you're not allowed to write, but they finished the movie, so you have to wonder, like, first of all, why wasn't it well received, and how the hell did they do that? Because you're not allowed to write if you're on strike, so they just went off the treatment.
So here's my thing, right? So you're telling me they'd rather release a shitty movie than pay the writers to make a good one.
Mm-hmm.
The Flash is coming out, and all this shit Ezra Miller fucking did, and they was like, you know what? We're still putting that movie out.
It's gonna bomb.
But cancel Batgirl.
It's not gonna bomb. I don't think it's gonna bomb.
They should have just let it go to HBO Max. That was the original plan, just like they did with Blue Beetle.
Meanwhile, people that actually do have good ass motherfucking ideas and actually are trying to break into the industry, they just gotta fucking do the Indiegogo's and all that other shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, that's crazy. That ruined my mood for the night.
So that was my life in LA. Just doing independent shit.
I apologize that you even had to go through that, D-Wolf.
That's so disgusting.
You know what else is disgusting?
What's up? What's the next topic?
The shit that Eva Marcel did to a fucking soon-to-be ex-husband.
Oh man! Go ahead, Ray. Go ahead.
Give me.
Oh my god! Okay, let me make sure I get this right. The husband marries Eva Marcel, adopts her daughter, her kids, and then when they get a divorce, she's
the thing I just think.
him. Yeah. That is the biggest load of bullshit.
No, we didn't hear I didn't hear the
Go ahead,
last.
Crystal. Okay. Eva of the Real Housewives of Atlanta married a successful businessman, Michael Sterling. He adopted her daughter from a past relationship and raised her as his own, along with her 2 kids. Eva filed for divorce and is demanding he pays child support for all 3 kids plus spouse support. Yeah, plus spousal support. That is
Also,
that
for
is it.
further context, he did cheat on her.
With who?
I don't know, but I do know that there was infidelities in the relationship.
How
So
old?
they're calling him a successful businessman. I thought he was a lawyer.
How old is the daughter though?
Same thing, no?
No idea. I haven't gotten that far.
Well, he only got 2 kids by Eva, and the other one is another guy's kid, but he adopted it. And so I feel like he deserved all that he is getting. It's not because he cheated on her. It's because, first of all, you are well aware of what the cost is when you adopt another child that is not yours. The possibility of child support was definitely a possibility. And so to adopt somebody else or to take ownership of somebody else's child, and then you thinking that you was just gonna have to pay child support for your 2 that are biologically yours, and so now it's biting you in the butt. Ah, go ahead, sir. Pay these 2 child support cases because I don't know why he thought she was different because she didn't put the first baby daddy on passport. I don't know if she did or she didn't. But I don't know what he was expecting or what he thought he was getting when he married Eva Pickford, turned Marseille, um, aka um, America's Next Top Model. Then started dating athletes and got pregnant by an ex-athlete. So no, I don't feel bad for him at all.
Mm.
And the only reason I think he got married is because he was gonna be running for government in the state of Atlanta or Georgia. But he ran or whatever the situation. Things did not go out as planned. So I feel like that's the reason why he was doing all these things for political gains and it didn't work out in his favor. He ended up still losing to what's her name? The Atlanta mayor.
I don't know. Uh, child, child support is just. I know that should be hurting people, especially. I don't. I
Shit.
don't know. Marriages is like seems like marriages are very fickle these day and age, but
Hmm. Very fickle.
um, tough luck for you, bro. That's all I. It's like it's tough luck for you. You know, I'm gonna just say what I usually say. What I have to say about this is black men don't cheat.
Yeah, they just walk you like a dog. That's it. They don't cheat, but
Yeah.
they'll walk you like a dog.
Oh god.
I just want to say, like, in this particular story, I kind of really don't like. First of all, it ain't my relationship. I'm a black man, so I don't cheat, so I can't relate. The only thing that I'm gonna say is, I mean, if you adopted the child and the woman is divorcing you and she wants you to pay for all of her children plus spousal support, like at that point in time, like I'm not telling you to like hold that, but I am telling you you're gonna carry that weight. That's just the way you're
Hmm.
gonna have to carry because my thing is like you made the decision to like adopt that child and stuff like that. So it is technically your child, like out of adoption, right?
Exactly.
You did raise her as your own. So with that within that aspect, I can understand that. The only thing that I kind of don't like is again a lot of the other discussions that are being had around it because a lot of people are using this story to, project. You feel what I'm saying? Saying a whole bunch of other stuff that probably isn't fair to the man. And like, yes, he did cheat. He did cheat on his wife, and that may be the reason why she's leaving, which is well within her right. But my thing is, like, as long as the children are taken care of, that's fine. As for the spousal support thing, like, you got your own money. I don't even know why you want that, but hey,
She don't.
it ain't my situation, so I don't have much to say on that. I just find the spousal support confusing because you literally have your own money.
I just
Why
think
spend mine when I can spend his?
I was about to say, these women are like Debo's. He was like, I thought you had $200. I
I
do.
want to
I just
spend
want to
Red's
spend
money.
Red.
women who think that spousal support is somehow a win really don't know what marriage is about. Because you were supporting yourself without him, all of a sudden you need spousal support. So stop it. When it comes to the adopted child, the thing that I like when men do marry into women with kids is that those children still have an innocent heart, and more than likely they're going to stick with their stepfather, meaning that they're going to pop up at your house, they're going to pop up at the hospital when you ain't feeling well. They are a blessing when you treat them well. The child don't go nowhere. They're going to be calling you saying, okay, I'm going to need you to take me from my mom's house. I've met a lot of people that have stuck with their dad more so than their biological mom. Um, stepdad instead of their biological mom because they understand the woman's crazy. All right. They've
Mm-hmm.
men are bold enough to take in a child and put his name on that birth certificate. They be gaining blessings upon blessings upon blessings. But what I don't like so much is, okay, the man cheated. All right. You're telling me that you're not a human being? Again, I am not giving an excuse. Okay. But at the same time, it's the hypocrisy that I don't understand. For instance, some celebrities, they meet through cheating on each other's spouse. And the minute that same spouse that you said in the vow that you will be with through death do us part, the minute they step out on you, you're like, oh no, I can't have that. Instead of just going to counseling. Isn't that ironic? And then you want spousal support. And then you want to drag him through the dirt to the point where he ain't got bread to lift in his mouth, but yet he got y'all kids every weekend. Tell me how that makes fucking sense. The point of marriage is to build, but if you guys can't build together, let the man be. Have him still in the child's life if he's not toxic in any way to the children, and keep it moving. Because then God's telling you it's not supposed to be that way. But to try to destroy the man financially when you knew that you went into the marriage with nothing, it's fucked up.
That's the thing that blows my mind. And I feel like the only reason why she's so upset about him cheating because like truly, let's be honest, cheating it hurts, but it's not really red flag like as people assume it is when you're truly in love with a person. It hurts, you know, to the core because you feel like, damn, that's messed up. But when you really love that person, cheating is not like the red flag that says, you know what, I'm done. I can't do it no more. And if cheating is the red flag that like, completely cancels it out, you're really not that much in love with that person for real. If you're not willing to talk it out and figure out what the hell is going on. Um Now several times cheating is definitely not there's something deep embedded at this point in time. And I cannot live like my grandma and great grandmas and great 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 grandmas. There's a limit to it. But Eva, I feel like if she never got on, let's say, Real Housewives, was it Real Housewives? Yeah, it was the peak Real Housewives of Atlanta. If she never got on that show, her career never revived. Would cheating have been a red flag for her? No, I don't think so.
Hell no, it wouldn't have
Because
been a red flag. How would she have
yeah,
gotten her
but
husband?
no, cause
Damn.
no, she met him and then got on that show. And
Yeah, but
got
we need
on.
to look at we need to research who the fuck he was with before her, and we can see the hypocrisy all around it. How much you want to bet? Because I bet 20. Because that's all I got right now.
Yeah,
Listen,
she was forgotten. She was real life forgotten. She used to date some black athletes, and he lost his career, wasn't nowhere, and she was like she ended up having a kid with him, thinking she was going, the kid was going like be that token, that token child, and it didn't happen like that. Things went left. He became broke. So then she ended up getting with, because he's a lawyer, and she went to school to go towards a law degree, but she never got it. So she has some sort of like training or understanding of law. So I don't know how they end up meeting. Um, but he has money. He has a ton of it, and so for her, it's a win. So she does the radio show. I think the Ricky Smiley show and stuff like that. So she's making money there. She was on Real Housewives, so it kind of revived her career. So now she's in this bag where she feels like she don't need him, or it could be for a storyline. Who knows? So she can get back into the Real Housewives. But regardless of what it is, like you have like these guys, they need to be real mindful and I don't know now, because then it'll be me sitting here bashing women. But they need to be real mindful of the girls they choose to lay with, aka Russell Wilson and Sierra right now. He thought he got his first lady, and now he being woken up to a whole nother woman.
Any last words before we move on to our final topic?
don't cheat.
And just like you have to go to the job interviews and you get interviewed the fuck out of, I need y'all to start doing that when the dating scene.
Hmm.
Thank you for saying that, because when I say it, it's a problem.
Yeah. Or just stay single. It's dirty out there. They seem dirty.
When I
Just
tell
stay single.
people get people get mad when I say your first date should be like an interview. It's like, yes. It's like, yes, so you know what the fuck you're fucking with. But on to our last topic. Um I'm gonna just let it play. This is about what Lorenz Tate said about Hollywood like preferring black British actors over American British actors. So I wanted to get your thoughts on this. So I'm gonna just let this play.
But I don't see the next like rendition of the black male actor because of the British invasion. What are your thoughts?
I don't look at it as a competition. I look at the collective. Okay. So, there's brothers who are doing it, whether they're doing it here in America, whether they're doing it, over from the UK or even from the mother continent, Africa. Yeah. I'm cool with whatever it's going to be. But I feel like Hollywood believes there's more value in British black actors than they do black actors. And I think a part of it goes into that, they have an audience over there. So they translate internationally, going back to that, what I think is, a hoax that we don't sell or we're not valuable. So I think they put that in the mix. Yeah. And also I just think Hollywood is just in love with the UK and all things, British. Yeah. And so I feel like the black American actor is, I see what that decline is, but we here.
You're here, yeah. Y'all are here.
Yeah,
y'all are here.
But I love the collective, so
yeah.
I'm not.
They killing it. I mean, those guys are killing it.
Yeah, they killing it, and listen, my heart ain't pumping no Kool-Aid. I know what I stand on. You know what I mean? It's blood running through these veins. You know what I'm saying? Cold as ice, bro. So we're gonna be all right.
Chi-Town's on
already. You did.
All right. I want to get your thoughts because I do think that they are And you see it a lot. The guy from Snowfall, Damon Idris, is getting a lot of
That's really
roles.
yeah.
Idris Elba's getting a lot of roles. I think Daniel Kaluuya is getting a lot of roles, and they're all British. And I've noticed I don't really see a lot of with the exception of Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors, that you don't see a lot of Black American actors on movies and TV no more. It's like, so do y'all think?
First
What
of
was
all,
that, Ray? You cut off. Okay.
I didn't hear you.
no, he was just asking like if he had a point. But what? So first of all, I loved his answer. His answer was fucking amazing, and the reason and like
I agree.
yeah. So it's like first of all, he gave a shout out and love to like the British blacks, the British black actors, and that's really
And the
important.
African black.
Yeah, and that's really important to like highlight because it's showing that bro, he's not bought. You feel what I'm saying? It's showing that he's not falling for that trick bag where they like to pit other black people against each other and start a whole diaspora war because hey man, look, they're eating your food. He's like, no, they're not eating my food. You're giving to them on purpose, and then you're trying to set them, and then you're trying to like pit them against us. And Lawrence Tate wasn't going for that. So shout out to him because there's so many other Negroes that would have fell for that. Be like, man, them British bastards. Like, bro, like calm down. We do know that there is erasure, in this particular society, especially when it comes to Black Americans, and they don't even hide it. You feel what I'm saying? That's how blatant it is. They don't even hide the shit. The names that Ray mentioned of all those actors, like yeah, they stay getting roles and they stay getting, and it's not just any roles. They play Black Americans. In Snowfall, he played a dude from South Central LA, right? So it's like, and he had to be trained on that accent instead of just getting someone who was actually from the area who's probably an up and coming actor to do it. You feeling what I'm saying? And probably have him being like classically trained for the role and shit like that. Again, not and again, we don't want to shit on our brother, but you know what I'm saying? This is the things that they could do, and like this is stuff that like a lot of people have highlight. So I'm just happy that he didn't fall for like the okie doke because they really do try to pit black people against each other and make it seem like, oh, these other black people are eating your food when it's like, no, that's not what this is. That's not what this is.
Part of me agrees with him because people just love the accent and all that, and the other part of me is like, because when I think of like Denzel Washington, I'm like, okay, when he won the Oscars, it took him being a bad guy and getting killed in the end, So, but not for X. So I'm like, there is that. But at the same time, when it comes to the actors from the UK, like 90% of them are theater trained, and like when you choose one of them, you're basically guaranteed that your movie is okay, at least from the actor's part. Nobody can ever say that his performance was this and the other. He could be in a bad movie, but they will say like he did good or she did good, because these people are theatrically trained before they even go behind the in front of a camera.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So that's why you see a lot of that's why you see a lot of the US black actors, like the ones we know of, that's like, even if they didn't win Oscars, like the ones we know of, majority of them are theatrically trained. That's why we see their faces all the time. That's why they're so quick to be casted in this, that, and the other, because that's usually, and that's how it is. And this is coming from a Brit. I forgot which one said this, but then you realize when you look them up, you're like, yeah, he said he was at this school of the arts and this and the other, and played in Broadway and this place and that place on stage, then became an actor. Like, it's just a lot of them. Like, it just like a whole bunch of them. So that's what it really is. But there is that factor as well,
I think there's no competition at all. We're talking about the only one out of all the list that has really been in the game for some years is just after all these people are young and playing a role and only that role. It's not like they have, a ridiculous amount of like movies and shows under their belt. We talk about these black actors like Denzel, Wayne Brothers, Samuel L. Jackson, um, Tay Diggs,
Oh shit.
all these black actors. Like you can't. There's not a a black British actor that had to learn the English accent, not the English London accent, but the American English accent. They had to learn that, and not just how like Brits have the accent, but not just it's not just one part of America. New York has its own accent. And not even speaking just New York. New York, because you can be in Bronx, Harlem, and they all have a different like dialect of how they say things.
Come on,
Cali
son.
has their own form of talking. Miami has their own form of talking, and the Brits have their own form of talking. But they can't take or completely erase the Black Americans that are in America that are actors that have really put in that time. And I understand like a lot of British people nowadays are moving into our same space and like the podcasting thing. There's a lot of British people who's doing the same podcasting we're doing with the same aesthetic that we do here, like Fresh and Fit. They have that same
Uh,
aesthetic in British too. Like that's just like it. And it's just like I understand like they love our ways, but it's like we can't say they're
Well,
gonna eventually remove the black aesthetic.
here's the
No, they
thing.
need the black aesthetic to copy it.
Here's the thing. In the UK, it will surprise you because I've been there. The UK is like, it's not that different when it comes to things over here. It seems like because we don't get to
facts.
see much of it. But yo, you go to the hip hop scene, you go to the dance hall scene and all that shit. It's like the hair. If not, it's even like more. It's more Uber on that side, straight up. Because like all you got to do, like I will say it anyway. All you got to do is try to find an episode of Law and Order from over there. Because you see how.
Hey,
See now
now
you
you
Oh, that's
being
probably
cut
good.
why.
off. Now you good. Go ahead.
That's probably why. Okay.
Congratulations.
All right. Damn. But yeah, if all one needs to do. Wait, did you not hear me, or did Jitsi just come off?
Jitsi
It's
came
the
off.
Just
jitsu.
left it.
Jitsi said,
Jitsi.
"Fuck your
Okay.
couch."
Okay. For the world to hear what I said. um. Damn, I hate that.
You're talking about
Yeah, all
how
you got
the
to do is
scene
look at
over
an
there.
episode of Law and Order, and you will see that if you look at an episode of Law and Order in the UK, and you get a scene or episode where they're in the hood, it's not too different from an episode of Law and Order over here in the US. And you see, it's not that different. All you see, the only difference is the accent, and you're like, oh, they just the same over there. Like the blacks are the same over there, the whites are the same. It's not really that. It's not different. It's just a different country, really. And they're like, the culture's kind of different, but at the same time, when it comes to, especially when it comes to us on that across the pond, yeah, it's not too different, and it's a lot of things that are like that.
I'm gonna need you to stop taking my points, D Wolf.
Yeah, but literally, the
But I've been
UK
there, so
just started,
how
just
dare you?
like literally, not even that long ago, started really feeling or liking the black, the blacks that live in the UK. Let's be honest. It's not like they was holding their hands and calling. They were still definitely big time racist. Like
No, I'm not saying that didn't happen, but half my
not like
family lives there.
less than 4 years ago. Like they were still doing extreme measures. So, but now that it's very much more, the black aesthetic is very much being heavily, loved over there now. But 4 years ago, it was definitely not the case.
I don't think so. There's a lot of black British stars over there. That's insane that I was introduced to because, they had dominion over the Caribbean. So their programs will play over there. So when we got cable and my mom like discovered that, oh, we have Caribbean channels over here. Yo, I mean,
That was
all these
it.
shows, she was like, yo, we used to see that when we were in the UK or back home. And this is what they used to air. And there's a lot of black actors and shit like that and musicians, shit like, I didn't know. You don't know unless you're there, But it seems that way. You gotta be in the thick of it, really. Because I was tuning into
Hey,
fucking BBC America when I used to have
they
cable
was
and shit like that. So
I walked all up and down the street, touring, visiting places, big time, very much racist, no cover, no shade, no tea. Like, and that was 4 years ago. There was nothing about, like, it
it's
wasn't
like
like they
here,
were
but
screaming for
Uber.
black people feeling really calm and collected, like, oh, like, I understand, like, in America it's also bad too, but it's a whole nother, like, they're big time disrespectful about it. Towards, like, me being out there. I was like, this is, people used to say France is bad. I was like, nah, France ain't bad. Compared to the UK, nah, France is light.
All right. Well, my perspective is a tad bit different because I kind of see through the bullshit. Okay. I know who funds Hollywood. So I'm going to read
Hmm.
directly from Google. Okay. Film studios is who funds Hollywood. So a studio might make about 60% of film ticket sales in the United States, where 20 to 40% overseas. Right? You with me so far, guys?
Yep.
All right, Hollywood and the United Kingdom are connected via the American industry use of what? British source material and exchange of talent and Hollywood's financial investment in British facilities and productions. All right.
Mm,
And
it's a
most
money
American
grab.
films are filmed in where do you think?
Canada.
In the UK and Canada. All right. But the USA owns bases in the UK. And yes, that includes MGM and the Warner Brothers.
Mm.
Okay. So they are major giants in this monopoly game that I don't think it's a monopoly game anymore.
Hmm.
Okay. We just playing Tetris and just trying to fit the pieces that fit so that they can come off as a monopoly when they really aren't. Okay. So they've noticed that having British actors, not only are you perpetuating the European style of living and a way to look at the black man or woman as being proper, okay, they're not really going to look at what's really going on. But okay, we're going to erase the culture to bring forth the UK culture to make it seem some way more upstanding. But we already know that if you are not an actual worker in the USA, but you're hiring people in the UK, why do you think people of all different backgrounds hire people or send their jobs overseas? What is the main point that we're looking at? Cheaper labor. If you hire someone overseas, you don't really have to pay them all the medical benefits, the royalties if you happen to be in a series and shit like that. They get limited resources. So when he says they're hiring more British actors, we do know what's happening to the economy, right? It's much
And their
deeper what
money's worth less than ours too. So yeah.
they are looking
Hmm.
at the economy. It's hitting everywhere. So they'll try to make it so it's a win-win for them on their end because guess what? You get to show black people in a light that whatever society deems as proper, what it would be the British accent, correct?
Yeah.
So if you could pay them cheaper, so you pay them in slave money. Yeah, I went there. You don't have to be on the ups with their rights, and you get to hire them in and make them portray a certain image that the culture is kind of going to be slowly erased. But I see through the bullshit. So yeah, they're not really fooling me with this whole they're hiring Black British people because of whatever reason that they know that American people are going to jump at. I know exactly why they're doing it, because it's cheap labor.
Mm, that's just cool.
No, it's funny. The Southern accent is actually them. I like the Southern accent came from the British accent. Like
Yeah.
even you know, our slang, our quote unquote Ebonics is from them. It's funny because especially after the Civil War, like not even the Southern accent. So it's like the regular accent. This after the Civil War, they just put on a twang just to sound fucking different because they're mad. So that's probably why everybody just loves the accent so much. Like they find ours interesting, but we just love theirs. Probably like subconsciously trying to get back to it or something.
All right. Any last words before we move on to our final thoughts?
Never forget your roots.
Facts.
In the words of Dave Chappelle, black actors. That's
In the other words of Dave Chappelle, this country has turned into bitch ass niggas.
that is true. And also, shout out to Lorenz Tate.
Exactly, another good actor.
Yeah.
He's been in the game for a while. Even though he don't play that much,
Right.
but he's been in the game for a while.
Right. All right. Now we are on to our final thoughts, and I am going to start with Dion.
All right. I want to talk on something that's kind of been bugging me. Get something off my chest. This is wrestling
Get it off your
related.
chest.
Bear with me. Just, I kind of just want those of us who pay attention to listen an opinion on this. So, Carmelo Hayes recently became NXT champion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want to support the guy, just, brother to brother and all that. You know how I am about my black wrestlers. But when it comes to Carmelo Hayes, my heart just isn't fully in it. Purely because of it's because of the circumstances that seems like led to him getting there. The whole thing with Braun Breaker's dad. You know? It's like on one hand, yeah, I want to be happy for the dude, want to support him and all that, but I, I kind of feel like the fact that Braun had to suffer for something his dad did was wrong.
You said Braun Breaker had to what?
He kind of feels like he kind of had to suffer because of something his dad did.
I mean, I don't really consider that when it comes to his championship role. Like he's been killing it for a long time, so it was literally just a matter of time. So I don't really like. Yeah, regardless of whether his dad did something or not, like he's champion.
It's I don't know. It's the timing of that for me.
Honestly, I don't think it's that. I really don't think it's that deep, me personally, because he was gonna be champion eventually. As a matter of fact, he's
I agree.
No,
the people champ
Melo
right now.
Melo was damn good. I'm not trying to shit on him. It's just uh, I
You
feel like
don't see the vision.
so what?
You don't see the vision.
It's just the timing of you know all of that is just suspicious to me. I guess I don't know.
I just want you to know, Dion, I am still waiting on Big E to wrestle. I'm waiting for that day. I ain't forget.
If he does, I'm telling you, it's not going to be
When
anytime soon.
he does, the correct word is when, not if.
Okay.
I'm just saying, he's coming back. I can't wait.
Is that it, Dion?
Yeah.
All right, D Wolf is on you.
All right. First of all, is anyone up to date on what's going on with Jamie Foxx?
All I know
I
is that
heard
he's in the hospital. That's all I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The
same
last.
thing. I heard.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Wolf. Go ahead.
No. What you hear?
That he was getting better, but I also saw that he was turning for the worse again. So I don't know which one to.
What happened to Jamie Foxx?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
he
the
caught a
last thing I
stroke.
heard.
Wait, he what?
Caught a stroke
Oh
while
shit.
filming.
Yeah. So I brought that up so I could say like, yo, straight up, you know, thoughts and prayers to him because usually when I don't know for some reason when celebrities are in situations like this, they it doesn't go the way you want. So thoughts and prayers to him. Hope he recovers. And my final thought is a quote from Charlie Chaplin. Um, I am at peace with God. My conflict is with man. And that's my final thought.
Damn, that was deep. Material life is on you.
I really don't have anything. It's summertime coming soon, so if you're not in the gym, find your way there. If you don't want to be there, live your best life.
All right, Crystal is on you.
All right. So I just want to, because I'm seeing too many cases, and I feel like this year is just fucking weird. People just popping out of fucking nowhere. Like, you've been missing for 5 years. Where the fuck did you come from? So it's gonna be that kind of fucking year. You gotta really analyze shit. But I just want to say to the women that think it's okay to hang on to a man that's a habitual and consistent cheater is to let him cheat in peace. He's identifying that he is not your person. If he's consistently cheating, if he's consistently getting girls' numbers, if he's consistently being in other bitches' DMs and calling his female friends beautiful and shit like that, that is not your person. Let him cheat in peace. If you know his ass is going to Marquisha's house and Shanae's house and let, let him
I cannot.
let him go. Why would
Where
you
did that
want
come from?
him there when you're moving out? That don't make any fucking sense. If you really love yourself, let him cheat in peace. What does that mean? It means that you won't get STD exposure. That's what it means. It means that you could only control what you do, and whatever Tyrone does behind your back, let it be. Because at the end of the day, what you're doing is focusing on you. You're moving out, you're traveling, you're doing what you need to do. And by the time that Tyrone turn around and be like, why is the light bill not paid? It's because your ass is moving out. Keep it moving. Why would you want to go through the trouble of fighting over STD dick? I don't understand it. Can we stop doing that as women? It's a blessing in disguise. If two people knowingly know about your ass, you think that if he can risk your dignity, he can risk you, the other woman knowing who the fuck you are, but you don't know, you don't know who she is. You think that man could protect your emotional fucking health, and you want to still stay with Tyrone while he's with Markeisha, who don't even know how to wash her ass properly? Why would you want to keep sitting on that dick? Is my question. Love yourself and keep it moving. That's all I gotta say.
Shout out to all the Tyrones in the world.
It's better than the Ray Rays.
Five, it is on you.
Okay, so first things first, I just want to give all my respect to all the bus drivers out there. Keep driving on. Let's see. So this final thought is gonna be a bit different from my usual final thoughts. I'm going to be getting into astrology. And the reason why I'm getting into astrology is because lately, I've been very like emotional. And not emotional in the sense that like I want to cry and shit like that, but emotional in the sense that like my feelings are like 4 times deeper than they usually are. And my feelings are pretty deep. And the reason for that is because this approaching full moon, the full moon is going to be in Scorpio. Now, I'm saying this because I'm a Scorpio moon. When I was born, the moon was in Scorpio at the time. So my moon sign is Scorpio. Basically, for those who don't know, what that means is so basically you have what is called the big three: your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. Your sun sign is your regular schmegler astrology sign. Whatever you're born is what you are. I was born August 14th, so I'm a Leo. So my moon sign is a Scorpio, which means that like moon sign basically covers your inside, like how you feel, how you process emotions, how you process your
Feminine.
feelings. Yeah, the feminine aspect. So your intuition. This is where like a lot of this comes from. Mine is in Scorpio. Now, usually the moon doesn't like being in Scorpio. The moon really does not like being in Scorpio. So this is a very difficult placement to have. And what makes this placement very difficult is that my emotions are like, again, 4 times more deep than the average person's. So when I feel things, I feel them very deeply, right? So, and the rising sign is basically how others perceive you, how you are, how you look to the world. So in my personal case, I'm a Capricorn rising. And so yeah, that's my big three: Leo sun, Scorpio moon, Capricorn rising. So the moon being in Scorpio, the approaching full moon that's being in Scorpio is unlocking a lot of emotions. It's unlocking like a lot of people's like deep like traumas and stuff like that. It's like is basically being shown in the limelight, and it's basically taking a front seat. It's basically taking priority. So everything that's kind of like weighing you down, anything that you have a deep like emotional connection to is basically like on the forefront, and you can't really hide the energies because the energy is very, 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 very strong, right? So like I'm feeling a lot of these emotions, and I feel like the main reason why I'm feeling these emotions is because I'm part of a generation. We've been through a lot of trauma. You feeling what I'm saying? These back to back crisis, back to back shootings on the news, a lot of what's it called? We're seeing like AI. We're seeing a lot of our peers not being able to like fully realize their potential simply because they're one paycheck away from like homelessness. Like it's a lot that we're like dealing with, and I feel like a lot of it has like gone unaddressed, or it's not taken as seriously as it should be. And this emotion is basically like, I want to say it's a blessing, because it really grounds you. You feeling what I'm saying? Like it really makes you like look at yourself, and it really allows you to feel whatever feelings that they are. This is where emotional intelligence comes from, by the way, by your ability to see these different by being able to like experience these different emotions and being able to process them and being able to rationalize and accept them as they are, because they're a part of you. Your emotions are a part of you. If you try to separate yourself from your emotions, you become less than human. You feel what I'm saying? To be human is to feel those emotions, process those emotions. And not only that, but to teach and to guide others through their journey and how they process their emotions. You feel what I'm saying? Anger is best tempered when somebody who has also felt that anger is able to identify with it and is able not only to not only to bring it down, but to make the other person realize that this anger that you have within you, it's not something that should be taken over you. It's something that you should be having control over. So, I mean, I'm just saying, all in all, like it's been a very emotional like couple of days for me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's probably going to get worse now that the full moon is like approaching, but it's it's a lot. You feel what I'm saying? Especially like as a man growing up in this society where like every move is chastised, and a lot of us like we're building on our own. You feel what I'm saying? There's not really anyone like with us to like build. A lot of us are building on our own. And again, it's why it's like I said earlier. This is why I don't like conversations like the ones we were having for a lot of reasons, because number one, a lot of the people that are speaking don't have any right to speak on it at all, because they're not coming from a genuine place. And number two, like it's just a way for people to try to assert some fake ass dominance while they too are trying to rationalize themselves in a world that doesn't really make sense. So, shout out to all the Scorpio moons out there. We're definitely going through it, but we're keeping it gangster. Just don't go stabbing nobody or doing anything that's gonna put you in jail. And even if you do end up in jail, well, nigga, at least you're not at least you're not dead. So rationalize with that. But yeah, those are my final thoughts. It's just it's an emotional couple of days for a lot of us. So we'll see what happens.
Astrology. Welcome to my world.
Wallace,
No,
astrology is pseudoscience, and
that's the real
now,
science. You
And
mean
what you
how you
mean?
think Bill? Yeah, isn't how the saying go again? It's like millionaires use math or something, but billionaires and trillionaires use astrology.
They use that shit. Like it's not even
Yeah.
that's not even up for debate. They actually use that shit because the energies. What you have to understand is that astrology is not just like signs and stuff like that. It's planetary alignments. It's universal like energies coming together. It's like it's a
100%.
lot of shit that a lot of people can't really fathom. So a lot of them think that it's goofy, and it also doesn't help that a lot of people just say, "Oh, I'm a Scorpio, so that means this, and this. I'm crazy," and it's
Oh
like,
no, there's a
bro,
lot more to it.
I'm saying it's like, no, that is not what that
It's
means
a
at all.
fingerprint.
You feeling what
I
I'm
learned that
saying?
recently. The day you're born, where the stars are, that's your fucking fingerprint. And somebody brought up, you like, you know what? You know when they analyze your fingerprints on screen at like what forensics and shit like that? The way they have it on the screen, like the dots and shit that they use to identify you, like it looks the same. It looks the same when you look at a chart online. When you look at your birth chart, when you enter your whole date, the time and all that, and then the dots point to where it looks exactly the same where the symbols are and shit like that. So people are wondering, like, when you're born, does your fingerprints actually like match up with the stars and shit? But people say, yeah, it's basically your fingerprint, the day, time you're born, all that. So however you're affected, however you are, like that's you. So people can be similar because they're like, what, 2 minutes away or something like that, but you're you. And that's because of the stars, your snapshot.
That's a fact. And so another thing I also want to add on to that is a lot of this stuff is ancient science. This is not new stuff. Like a lot of this stuff is stuff that they was teaching
Mhm.
like in the old days. And the one thing that you also have to understand is that a lot of these like aspects that define a lot of the astrological signs, like how they say Geminis are bipolar and shit like that. It's not even really that. It's just human beings. We have archetypes, right? There are certain personalities that we can all kind of resonate with, and they all correspond to a certain type of energy. So that energy is what is used to kind of like label the signs and like how it's done. And the signs come in many different names. The one that we're using now has kind of been invented. I want to say, was it the Greeks or the Romans? It was like one of them two. So
I think it's Roman. Yeah, it's
yeah,
Roman.
yeah, it's Roman, right? Because the planets. So like Mars is what's the fucking
Neptune
sign?
instead of Poseidon,
Yeah,
Jupiter
yeah,
instead of Zeus. Yeah.
yeah. You get it. So yeah, like it's I mean, like it could definitely get real deep. Like I'm not into the deep part, but I know enough to like navigate around and like, really like it's great because recently I actually guessed someone's astrological sign. And I was like, oh, I'm getting good. You feel what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit.
Yes.
First try too. I guessed that shit. I was like, oh, damn. Like shit. Like I felt real proud of myself. But yeah, and like I'm not stopping there. I'm like getting into numerology. I'm like getting into I recently found like my destiny number. So that was pretty
Mm.
cool. Yeah, I'm trying to like get into all that because it's all just
Look up your life
self-knowledge.
path, yo.
Life path number 9.
See that? Yo, you're well on your way.
Yeah, bro. Like, yeah, I'm trying to like learn as much as I can because you do get to find yourself in different like ways. Like, I'm not just stopping at there too. I'm like looking at other cultures because other cultures have zodiacs. Of course, you have the Chinese zodiac.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You have the Kemetic zodiac. Like, you have a whole bunch of different stuff that you could look at and see what type of aspects of yourself that you probably don't even really know about. And even regardless of whether you believe this shit or not, I don't even really think it's a matter of believing or not believing. It's information at the end of the day. Do with it what you will. You
A
feel what I'm
quick
saying?
tangent. A quick tangent to build on what you said. Yo, when it comes to the Chinese zodiac, that's like the most accurate. The best example I could give you. You're gonna have to look up their signs. I don't remember which animal sign it was,
I know I'm a
but
dog.
Shaq and Kobe.
Mm.
Like, there's no reason for them to hate each other, but they did. But at the same time, they're on the same team. They have the respect. They're gonna talk good about. But there's a reason, like, and that reason was their zodiac signs. They could not help it. They could try to be friends, but it just would not work. Like, and it goes along with a whole bunch of like historical events like World War II and shit like that. But yeah, so I would just say, check out the Chinese zodiac signs and put things like it's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's cool. But yeah, those are my final thoughts.
Well, I wish you well on that astrology journey, and I support you 100%, man. That it's good that someone was trying to find themselves even deeper,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where it leads you. I wish you well on that journey.
Likewise.
Now, me and B yesterday did the after party. We was doing the Pan African dating show, and there was a segment in there that actually made me thought of father. So just so you know, these women were from Uganda, and the dude that was checking these girls out, he had to rate their feet. So I wanted to ask Father if he would rate these women feet. Just I want because I really wanted to get your
Uh,
opinion.
damn. Okay, hold on. Shit. Let me do this. All right, go ahead.
Okay, you see the screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is number one. So what is if you had to rate her feet? What would you give it?
A 1. Next.
You next. Okay. All right.
Nice little earth tone.
Come home.
Hey, say less. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a, we gonna give you foot massages and all that stuff, but
that's the best. That's the best shot you give. Number 2. But what would you give that?
I can't. I need more context. Next.
Yeah, well, damn. All right. So
all together, dope. Okay. I like the nice.
that is number 3. So what would you say about number 3?
1.5.
God damn. So,
little baby blue you got going on there. Okay. I see you all together, dope. Okay. Number 4.
and then you have number 4.
5.5.
5. So in your opinion, out of all these women, number 4 has the best looking feet.
Yeah, but even hers is kind of washed. Cause look at the bro. Cause first of all, she's wearing the wrong shoes. Like her feet don't even look comfortable. And number 2, it's like, I mean, the nail polish is fine, the toes are fine, but it's like it's like just wear shoes.
Damn. So so in your opinion, who do you think the guy said that had the best toes out of all of them? Which one
I
do you
don't
pick?
I don't really care because like there's none of them he can pick that would like I don't care which one he picks. He can pick any one of them. I mean, I know I wouldn't. I would have been like no. It's like, so which one do you like the best? None of them.
Damn. That's well. I thank you for your honesty. So, with that being said, I would like to thank all y'all for jumping on the podcast as usual. I'd like to thank all y'all for listening to hear us talk our shit again. This is, you know what? Let me just say podcast, and we're signing out. Peace.
Cheers.